I got some rings and a range, can I kick it? Yeah, don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it. Yeah, spend the whole half, had a blast, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Wait, need a light here just to catch my buzz. Need Sprite here just to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's both to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on, yeah, I got some rings and a range, can I kick it? Yeah, don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it. Yeah, spend the whole half, had a blast, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I?
You should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. I'm just hoping she don't fail. Cause when she do, I don't know what I'ma do. All that I heard that y'all was talking, it was comical. Pull up in your city for the evening, what you tryna do? Cause I'm open to it. I know that you missing, but you gon' get through it. I can help with it if you need that. Go and bring the beat back. I don't really listen to the feedback, nah. Told me that she good, she don't need jack, nah. I'm real proud of the steps you took just to get to the place that you at today. I couldn't tell you to you straight, I gotta estimate. I wonder if I ought to go here with the best to say. Now go ahead, get me out of here, I couldn't last today. I got the city talking about me like I passed away. Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. Ooh, and she felt intrigued. Trying to duck the LMP. Go and get yourself this thing. And she trying to link up. So much we got synced up. Pulled up in the dinged up whip. This ain't Pepto Biz, what this pink stuff is. Long tell me. Yeah, you heard me, you ain't felt me. I've been moving, I've been shaking, go and hit me on the celly. Try to sell me on something while I hold it compelling. Ever since I've been gone like Kelly, they been trying to tell me about this and that. I ain't chatting with you, we ain't going tit for tat. Trying to tell me how to get in the bag. We're going to get in the bag, I'm about to get in it. Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't once. Trying to tell me what you know about me.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Switch!
Throwing again. Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. I'm not sure that you can say that the rain caused that interception, but look, it's clear that throwing the football is going to be tough in these conditions.
No doubt about it, and different quarterbacks handle it different ways. Some guys think the rain isn't a big deal, but wind affects them a little bit more. But you have to wonder, will these conditions hold scoring down? Are we going to have like a 9-6 type of a game? And then the pressure goes on the punters, who often hold for field goal attempts. Can they handle the snap and get the ball down so they can kick it?
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
16-yard line.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed out hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is indeed good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers. After the snap, got it down and let him pop it through the posts.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Jackson now off the bootleg. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
The ball carrier.
The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best block.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the 1st. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
1st down, Cleveland.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. But why do you go out and spend a 1st-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his 1st interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his 1st career interception. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Ravens.
From 6 yards away. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Their own 17-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Second and 6. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
A gain of 19 yards. And
they'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. after one. 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7, Browns 3.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
They'll look to throw. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 14-yard line.
2nd and 3. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Browns are back in front. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 24-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Play action. Now Jackson. And that's complete to Gandy Golden. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him on to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the 1st.
That's good for a both.
The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. So 2 1st downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. And his his throw's going to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Browns first down.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Down to the 25. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Baltimore Ravens.
They go play action now. Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They go play action with Jackson. Being chased out left. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one good for 26 and a first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
He'll find Gandy Golden there, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
First down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Antonio Gandy Golden, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. And he's got it up and through.
Good. Makes the score Browns 17. Ravens.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
He's got a man complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Browns.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And his kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Pulls it in at the 13. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play. So now 3rd down coming up. It's Chubb. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a one-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points. How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Jackson now. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Chubb. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
On the play. 2nd and 10.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Browns add on to their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter decently. And, it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And he's brought down. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Their own 19-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
The Ravens will line up for
This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they have to try and move past that pick 6 because now they're dealing with a 4th quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points. On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Didn't get a whole lot there, but at least he got out of bounds, stopped the clock.
True on every count there, because I know for a fact that when that call came in, it was tagged with these words. Make sure to tell him, if he doesn't have anything, get out of bounds. Save the time on the clock. Now they've got to start considering what their play calling is, because they've got to push it downfield.
2nd and 9 now. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Point after here coming up.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Browns 33, Ravens 29.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off play action. Jackson dancing to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
36-yard line.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 17-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a carry for Dobbins. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They'll run with Dobbins. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Ball carrier. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Throwing now is Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation. But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. Gets around him, and he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and
that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for Baltimore, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
put it on me, that's a lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top of it. Bust down, but my wrist, time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls, head to toe designer. Little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. I can't hear the hate, got a lot of it. Take these bands to the bank, let them rot in it. So much ice on me, I wish I had 2 necks. I got homies that can sleep without 2. I got homies that can sleep without Gucci and Chanel, I got a lot of it. Walk up in the spot like, hey, what poppin' in? Gon' pop it for me cause I'm rich and poppin' in. Yeah, drip, little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big, get out my way, little bit. She gon' put it on me, that's a lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top of it. Bust down, but my wrist, time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls, head to toe designer. Drip, little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big, get out my way, little bit. West LA, that where you find me though. Cha-cha macha with it, rocking black clothes. Whipping around that Batmobile, ducking 5-0. If you step to me, then be prepared for smoke, little bro. Let me feel myself a little bit. Let me blow this down a little bit. Drip, little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big, get out my way, little bit.
I heard a flare gun, I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none, I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, to see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip when it's spit, we on track for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Take a sip when it's spit, we on track for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Yeah, the sun can't touch me, got a bad.